So, is the reason that these characters feel less and less like themselves over time because at the beginning the author kind of quoted the original game so much, and when you copy the lines, you're forced to carry the character along with it? But as we go along, like, this Snoot game can seep in. Like, I understand that Anon would affect some change on his environments, but he's not a powerful or dominant element. He doesn't possess the force of personality to be a big change, you know? I don't think he's got that in him. You've seen him like once or twice, maybe, alright? I mean, it's cold weather, and a good leather jacket can keep you warm inside. And on mouse. Goddamn. I don't like this. I always felt like the way to write LJ is to kind of write her like, what's it called? Write her like Gordon Ramsay. She's serious and rough with individuals who are very clearly there to show their gusto. But with normal people, she behaves like a normal person. Why would you say this after saying this? Shouldn't you at least assert that... Like, LJ isn't smug like that, though. Like, she's confident, but she doesn't, like, assume everyone magically knows her for no reason. I feel like the best argument you can have for this is that by virtue of being introduced to LJ, she would be... But, like, that's not enough for her to be a smarmy bastard. Unless you want her to have a low bar, which, again, I prefer the Gordon Ramsay approach. Of with normal people cooking for their own good, it's like, whatever, man. You're not trying to pinch money off people for this. I will make my grilled cheese using this artisanal cheese and a slice of bread that fucking toasts like nobody's business. Is it good? Who cares? Was that the trick? Was it to make us angry? Make us the Gordon Ramsay? That took kind of out of place. Shouldn't she call out the fact that no one was supposed to bring guests? What do you know about the bliss? Good enough. Oh my god. Why would you say good enough if you're already also acting like Anon is supposed to know who you are? You can't have it both ways, LJ. Either be a confident little cocky bastard or don't. Got a memorabilia in here. From the bands you sponsored. I don't think she sponsored them. She more like just supported them and gave them a nudge in the right direction. I don't think she necessarily paid their bills. I mean, she did probably as like a hiree, but she, you know, gave them a job, not sponsored them altruistically. Like, one thing I kind of preferred is that while LG definitely had, like, reach and network, there was never the sense that, like, the Lava Java was this magical place, right? The building itself was never given this magical aesthetic. It was a location, and LG happened to be a pretty decent way to start your career. And I preferred that more low-down approach. It's a really weird way to describe this. Like, I understand it's probably like that, but you do know you're inviting teens on the regular in here, right? This feels like the author has no way to properly excuse any of this stuff. And there are better ways to do it. You know how you make this work? You know how I made it work? You just have her go, listen, I know that I have Rosa and everything, but Rosa has to travel all the way around town. And I just want someone who can, you know, do the little pinch here and there. Squeak in a little. Also, why is there a claw tip? When people point at you, they don't point with the fucking fingernail. They point with a finger. People don't jam fingertips. They jam fingers. has to be on purpose. Again, I don't see why you want to use the setting if you want to make it grimier. Like, is the idea that it makes characters more, like, have more friction? To create more sparks and drama? Because you're not doing that either. Chemicals, towels, ruin the whole 9-yard. We'll talk about that after you're done. And for someone who's, I mean, to be honest, being slow on the uptake is kind of half of his character. For all of his grand insights, the man does not understand implication. Shouldn't the liquor be behind, like, locked doors or something? Considering that it is adjacent to... I don't know. Doesn't the blueprint imply that there is a... What's it called? Oh, the blueprint does not have an office. Dang! Dang, LJ! You don't even have an office? I guess the green room might work in a pinch. It's kind of weird they have a kitchen, though. With everything else, it feels more like it's like they just order everything in. And again, high schooler, as if it's a proper noun instead of just a noun. Impropre. Tools to recognize bottles of stuff that's incredibly toxic. Please do not make chlorine gas, Anon. So, is LJ having to contend with Thinko too? She's just like, what the fuck is this guy taking so long? I'm asking you to clean the place, not think. I think what really happens, Anon, is you sweep some bleach over a table and you end up with this thin, grimy ball of grease. I don't have a story. Everyone's got a story. Sell yourself. I prefer that my janitors have a tragic backstory. I mean, you're dealing with an LJ. Before I could say Stone Top. Please do not take that fantastic board game's mouth in your name, you fucking filthy heathen. Rock bottom, huh? And there's a concept that could have set back real shit all the time, no offense. Is she like doing a let's check out what your score is? I don't know if LJ is the kind of person to randomly out of nowhere suddenly grill Anon. Like, couldn't you just have someone who's better suited for the job? Like, as he's trying to, like, relate to Trish some more after everything that happened, they have a fun talk? Or maybe with Fang, you know? Like, someone he's trying to have a relationship with, instead of random-ass fucking strangers all the time? I don't like how short these sentences are. Now, listen, I don't want to be the one to constantly call out actual books. But in actual normal books, it's fairly common for characters to say a fucking ton, right? Like, we're talking half or quarter pages, like seriously meaty paragraphs of text. Because people have shit to say! And in action sequences, you write big, juicy paragraphs. Because people have shit to do. And if it doesn't matter, get it out of here. We don't have time. They don't have time. Your characters don't have fucking time. You're running out of patience. You're running out of time. And every second you're wasting on this bullshit is wasting everyone's time. The irony, of course, being that editing is one of the longest and most involved processes and mostly cuts things down. And adds a couple of splashes of things you forgot. Or, you know, some glue. Making bad decisions better than nothing. No, it's because bad decisions still teach you something. I don't like that idea. I kind of prefer the idea that whatever LJ's past is just not relevant. Like, I really don't like this. Like, I know that Snoot Game tends to come across as grimy, but it's also a world of idolums between Mr. Spears and, to an extent, people like Samantha. You know? And I guess Naomi too. Archetypes over people. Philanderized writing. I don't know if Rosa should be A to 1 to smirk and A to 1 to say dude. Like, can a character just be, like, genuinely caring? Can Rosa just say, oh, of course she's going to keep you? You know, just have a feminine fucking touch? Like, I understand that most of these characters tend to be a bit teen casual, but Rosa tries to present feminine. And, like, ham it up a little. Like, maybe a polite chuckle, but not a smirk. Especially not with someone like Anon. Especially not when she's on the job. You're such a dramatic boy. I mean, this could tie back into Rosa's personal story, considering that Rosa's in a circumstance they don't want to be in, but... Ugh. I think I agree with the comments that Anon has a lot more going on with Rosa and Trish than he does with Fang. Again, it happens so often in these things, is they just don't know how to make the characters that are supposed to smooch, and they just put all the smoochy stuff with other people. And it's like, you do know the problem there, right? Like, something I feel like, I hope a comment brings this up. If a comment brings it up, that'd be great. The fact that everyone drives like a damn madman, right, is kind of like how everyone tends to sound alike or not like have interesting dynamics or things to say or different priorities. Just like how everyone talks the same, everyone drives the same. There's only one character, and they're all there to just talk at Anon. I want a comment to say that. I want a comment to be like, hey, Safi, always talk about how people... Sometimes they just don't sound like they have different voices. It's just like the co-driving, come on. That person would get an A+ on their homework. I don't know what it does for them, but it'll certainly make them feel a little better. How does Anon know how to clean anyway? How does he know what cleaning agents to use? I feel like Anon's the kind of person who has no fucking clue how to clean anything. Like, he knows how to sweep. He might know how to clean, like, a sink, maybe. But I can't imagine he would know any detailed, like, cleaning procedures for, you know, a commercial building where there are, like, inspections. They cook food here, Anon! You need to know when and how to use bleach, ammonia, and all the other fun business. So it's just going to be pretty fluid because you're filling in for the gaps of someone else. I like this line a lot because it's one line and it's extremely subtle and it really hints you into like Anon's shittery. But the problem is it doesn't work anymore in this plot. Like it's already blown that load. I've already shot Magoo, my man. But yeah. A couple of 20s though for one. I mean, she's hiring him ad hoc, that it kind of makes sense that his pay would be a bit higher than usual. But like, isn't the minimum wage like 15 bucks? No, that's like 7. Fuck you. So like 10 an hour. So like 60 bucks would be 6 hours of work. When the hell did he show up? I thought it was morning. Like late morning. Oh, whatever. So like 12 bucks an hour. Because they live in the fancy neighborhood. It's a ritzy around here. 12 hour minimum wage around here, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because rock bottom shit costs more. That's how that works, Anon. Isn't it weird how things magically cost more when they're inside of places where it's almost like labor is either a massive part of the expenses or, you know, people charge what they can get away with more than anything else. I got a job! I'm famous! I don't like how often people say stuff. It feels like it's being used too often. Like it gives characters such an insecurity. It doesn't belong. It's always stuff, never the you know, payment whatever thingy. Voices, voices. No one has voices. Of course, Fang would be here, leaning against a nearby lamppost. Fang, you're not slick, you're not subtle. We know you talked to Rosa. See, I told you. Wanna go watch a movie? I'm tired from working, Fang! Man. Stuff has been said 15 times. Let's see, when is it used? But your loader said you didn't have stuff to eat at home. Oh, I'm going backwards. Have you ever talked to Trish about that stuff? But stuff down here, I mean, honestly, it seems to kind of go between stuff as a more acceptable general purpose. Like, stuff down here is fair, but, like, have you talked about the stuff? You know, college and stuff? Besides this stuff I've seen. Okay. Or it's stuff like fast food. There's so much stuff here. Because she's been trained on a fairly predictable range of stuff so far. Stuff here. Bottles of stuff. That and some other stuff. Because of stuff we don't control. Lingered on some stuff longer. Packing, unloading, stuff like that. Remember to bring your bank details for payment stuff. So we're done. We're done, Unirings. Last upload again was March. One reload for the road. Nope. Which means I can my hands together and I'm done. We're done. I will never ever come back, though I will pretend and constantly insist that I am, in fact, planning to come back to Meteor game when it's finished. But at this rate, it's not going to get fucking finished. We're 13 chapters in. It took 2 goddamn years to get here. It's at least 4 times as long as it necessarily needs to be. Like, goddamn, dude. We ain't going nowhere fast. Woo! Like, I feel like the reason that it's trying to be more Snoot game is it needs to justify why Anon moved. So it needs the world to be a bit grimier. But instead of localizing the grime entirely to Seymour's kitchen, it's trying to stuff the Aurora Borealis in there for some reason. Oh well. Well, I guess it's time to read some FNAF porn. It's on my recently read list because I was browsing around this joke on someone else's account, but you can't escape it now. Barrel of Moose will come eventually. Fuck if I do not care for Barrel of Moose, though. We're not too far from finishing that. We're like chapter 18. We got like 7 chapters to go. Well, 6 chapters and an epilogue, which is probably going to be short. Yeah, the epilogue's pretty breezy. Holy shit. Then we can start finishing some stuff off, and I can start finishing myself off. I am thinking about going to point 45, point 44. But they're pretty good calibers to finish off a life that's not worth living. Whew.